Let's talk about types of chemical reactions. We're going to go through, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 types right now. There are really kind of 6 major types, but we'll just go through 4. So the first one is synthesis. And a synthesis reaction is when 2 or more simple compounds combine to form a more complicated one. So in these examples, I'm going to use A, B's, C's, and D's to represent different elements. So A might represent oxygen, B might represent nitrogen. It doesn't always, but it's just kind of an example. So an example of a synthesis reaction would be A plus B. So A is a simple compound, B is a simple compound, and they yield AB. So we have a simple compound A, a simple compound B, and they come together to yield a new, more complicated compound, AB. So for example, if we had iron plus sulfur, we could yield iron 2 sulfate. So that would be an example of a real synthesis reaction. So we have 2 or more simples that combine together to make something more complicated. So the next one is a decomposition. So the second one is a decomposition reaction. So it's literally the opposite of synthesis. And that is that in a decomposition reaction, we have a complex molecule. Oops. That breaks down into more simple molecules. So for example, we have a complex molecule AB and it breaks down into A and B. So one example of this could be the decomposition of water into hydrogen and oxygen gas. Next, we have single displacement. And a single displacement reaction occurs when one element trades places with another in a compound. So this is where we're going to introduce some C's. So we have A plus BC yielding AB plus C. So the B just switched places. We could also do something that looks like A plus BC yielding AC plus B, which this one is more likely here. So an example of this would be magnesium plus water yielding magnesium oxide, or hydroxide, excuse me, plus hydrogen gas. So if we have single displacement, we can also have double displacement. And that's going to be the last one that we talk about in this video. Double displacement. And this is very similar to single displacement, except two different molecules switch places. So we have the anions and cations of two different, that's enough, molecules switch places, forming two totally different compounds. So this would look like AB plus B, or plus, excuse me, CD yielding AD plus CB. An example of this, of a double displacement reaction, would be lead nitrate plus potassium iodide yielding lead 2 iodide and potassium nitrate. So those are the 4 types of reactions that we're going to talk about in this video: synthesis, decomposition, single displacement, and double displacement.